Alright, welcome to multiplying mixed numbers. So this is a review video helping you to remember how to go through the steps to multiply the things we call mixed numbers. So if you have this worksheet in front of you, you can follow along. If not, you can watch and pay attention and write the steps down. But this should go along with the worksheet that your teacher has given you. Okay, so we start with this first step, and we have the mixed numbers. Remember, mixed numbers are a whole number, like in this case 3, and a fraction, in this case 1/3. So 3 and 1/3 times 1 and 2/5. Two mixed numbers there, we're going to multiply them and see what we get. So step number 1 says to turn the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So if you scan down that column, you'll see it says to turn mixed numbers into improper fractions, you need to multiply the denominator by the whole number. Then add the numerator. So if you're looking at this first fraction, 3 and 1/3, remember you want to multiply the 3 times the 3, which would be 9, and then add the 1, which would be 10. So we write the 10 over the bottom number, which was 3. So again, 3 times 3 would be 9, plus the 1 would give us a 10, so we put 10 over 3. The reason this works is each whole number represents a 3 over 3. So if we have 3 of those, we have 3 over 3 times 3, which would be 9/3, and then an additional third would make it a 10/3. Right down here on 1 and 2/5, we have 5 times 1, add the 2, and we get 7 over 5. You got it. Okay, so now that we know what those are, we can go to our next step. Well, actually, we need to go up to the top, and they filled in for us 10 over 3. We need to finish it off with 7 over 5. And once we've done that, we're ready for step number 2. Step number 2 is just the basic idea of what to do when you have fractions. Okay? So when we multiply fractions, we're going to multiply straight across the top, which we call the numerators. Then you're going to multiply straight across the bottom, which is the denominators. So in other words, you multiply the two top numbers and you multiply the two bottom numbers and write what you get. So in our expression 10 over 3 times 7 over 5, we need to multiply the 10 times the 7, and we would get 70. And we need to multiply the 3 times the 5, and we get 35. So multiplying 10/3 times 7/5 gives us 70 over 35. Then go back to the top of that column on step 2, and we can write in our answer, 70 over 15. Now, it may look like we're done, but there's a couple more steps we need to do before we are completely finished with this problem. So that brings us to step 3. Step 3 is to simplify. So if we look down in the column, it says to simplify fractions, we need to divide the numerator, or the top number, and the denominator, or the bottom number, by the same number until you can't divide anymore. So again, find what number the denominator and the numerator have in common. Okay, this would be a common factor, or if you can find it, the greatest common factor. Okay, so let's look at our number, 70 over 15. Okay, well, 70 and 15 can be both divided by 5. So we're going to divide the top number by 5 and the bottom number by 5. Remember, when you do this, you have to divide the top and the bottom by the same number. Okay, I'll say that again. When you do this, you have to divide the top and the bottom by the same number, or else you break an important mathematical rule. Alright, so 70 divided by 5 is 14, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, so if we go back to the top, we can write that number in. It would be 14 over 3. Now, we have this fraction in simplest form, but a lot of times you will be asked to write it back as a mixed number. So that's number 4. Going back, turning the improper fraction into mixed numbers. So to do that, it says to turn improper fractions into mixed numbers, we need to divide the numerator at the top by the denominator at the bottom. The remainder, if we get one, is the new numerator, and the denominator stays the same. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's look at an example. Okay, so we have our example, 14 over 3. If we divide 14 divided by 3, 3 goes into 14 4 times, because 4 times 3 would be 12, which gives us a remainder of 2. Right? And again, what do we do with that remainder here, that 2? Well, first notice the 4 gets put over here on the side as our whole number. Okay? So the 4 goes here as our whole number. The 2 gets written as our numerator, our top number. And then whatever our denominator was, in this case the 3, that gets written down at our bottom. Okay, so go up to the top of that column and you can write in, our answer would be 4 2/3. So again, we need to first turn mixed numbers into improper fractions. We need to multiply those fractions, then simplify, and then turn improper fractions into mixed numbers. So our two mixed numbers, 3 1/3, multiplied together times 1 2/5, gives us the answer of 4 2/3. Seems like a lot, but that's all. Thanks for watching.